Hi there, welcome to the cult. My name is Aaron, and I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we're chatting about movies and boutique labels and companies and horror and such. And he was getting ready for the 31 Days of Horror season, and he was talking about like going for some Vinegar Syndrome, some Scream Factory, and I mentioned Criterion. And he said, "Well, Criterion does a lot of like fancy, cool, stuff, but I haven't really started getting much Criterion because I'm more into the horror stuff and." Especially this time of year, I don't see where Criterion would kind of come into that. And with that being said, tonight in the cult, we're going to get creepy with Criterion, give you some great Criterion horror releases that I think is going to interest everybody because their spectrum of horror, it's really, really better than you'd expect. Tonight here in the cult, we're going to get creepy with Criterion. I decided to break this up into a DVD and Blu-ray section. Unfortunately, no 4Ks yet, you 4K lovers. There are some great 4K Criterion stuff out there, especially for the scary stuff, the creepy stuff. But I unfortunately do not have any 4K Criterions on me right now. I do have a couple waiting for me in Canada, but we'll be focusing on those next year. And I wanted to do these in numerical order as well. There's a couple things here that are out of print, some things that were out of print that have come back in a superior format, which is always a good thing for you guys that are watching out there, you guys and gals, and everybody watching. We're starting off with number 13 in the Criterion collection. Yes, lucky number 13 in the DVDs. Do you remember what 13 is? You probably do if you picked this up more recently when they put it out again, because they keep the numbering even when they change the format. And that would be Jonathan Demme's Silence of the Lambs. One of the few horror films that really got the mainstream respect. And despite them trying not to call this a horror film, it really, really is. It's got a great cast. We've got Jodie Foster as Clarice Sterling. We got Anthony Hopkins as the incredible Hannibal Lecter. We have Scott Glenn in there as well. And I love me some Scott Glenn. And of course, playing the creepiest character in the film. Do I want to give that away? No, find out yourself as you watch this movie. Because, oh my God, he does such a good job. And he is Buffalo Bill's creepy character. So this was the original DVD edition from Criterion that came out a long time ago. I was lucked into this at a flea market, actually. Because I picked this up for $1. And I got the booklet put at the farm with a lot of my booklets, so I didn't lose it. But here's the original Criterion DVD look for this, if you were wondering what it looked like. It's a great release. I do love me some Silence of the Lambs. I've got this on DVD with a special edition. I've got a few editions of this film. But I really wanted to have the Criterion of this one, and I will. I think this is one that I will upgrade. Because Silence of the Lambs is a movie that I didn't stick with me initially. Like, I liked it, but I didn't love it. Because I was really into Manhunter, and I loved the other portrayal of the character of Hannibal Lecter, and it took a while to get into Anthony Hopkins' portrayal. I know it's the most beloved one now, next to Mads Mikkelsen, but it's most beloved like big screen portrayal. But I really like Manhunter, and it was a big shift for me, though he does an amazing job with it. We go from there to number 260. And this one also has gotten an upgrade. And that is the incredible Eyes Without a Face. Nowadays, Eyes Without a Face can seem, when you're watching it first, on the surface to be a bit derivative. But in actuality, it's other films that are derivative of Eyes Without a Face. And even with that and that aspects of it, if you'd seen other films that were similar to it before, like one of the Orloff films or something like that, there's still the direction, the cinematography, just the way this film is done, the pacing, the eeriness of it that makes it stand, far and above any of its later, intimidators or pretenders. Eyes to the Face is such a good film, and if you have never seen it, you owe it to yourself to watch this one as soon as possible. It is a great one for the spooky season, and the the faceless face mask did kind of freak me out back that day. All right, we're hitting on our first actual out of print edition. I would love to see this one get a brand new edition, whether it's Blu-ray or DVD. I don't care, but I would want to see as many people be able to watch this set as possible because it's a favorite of mine. I bought this just before it went out of print, and back when I used to do the Barnes & Noble sales when I lived in Newfoundland. And this is the Monsters and Madmen set. It actually went out of print the year that I got it. And there's some great stuff on here. There's some horror. There's some sci-fi. It's great. The Haunted Strangler is a wonderful Boris Karloff film. If you've never checked it out, it's a really good one. It's simple. It tells like a very kind of like, one of those tales that you tell around a campfire type thing. It's a pretty simple, basic tale. But Boris Karloff really, really sells it. And he does such a great job just by twisting like his face a bit. It's just so good. First Man into Space is here. Got Atomic Submarine, and of course Corridors of Blood with Mr. Christopher Lee. Two classic like thrillers, kind of chiller ones as they call it, and two sci-fi films. It's a wonderful set, and I love the absolute artwork on this. Look at this. This is the Haunted Strangler artwork. Look how fantastic that is. Get to the Corridors of Blood, and I love this kind of really kind of slight of avant-garde style artwork. And we got the book to put back in this one here. So, and each one of these two to set would have their gotta love me some chapter selection things would have the booklet with it. And set with Karloff. Karloff is really, really good in this one right here. And if you've never seen The Haunted Strangler, I'm going to strongly recommend it. The other one's more sci-fi. I just won't get too deep into this one, but if you like some nice fun sci-fi for the holiday season, then give this one a whirl. If you've got this one in your collection and you haven't watched it in a while, go back and at least watch Haunted Strangler. But Corridors of Blood is definitely a fun watch as well. So it's two really good watches from Criterion. 4 really good watches, but 2 really good creepy watches. Number 539 is creepy in a weird way. See, number 539 in Criterion was a film that was made in Japan in competition and a reaction to Steven Spielberg's Jaws, one of my favorite films of all time. But if somebody never told you that and you just watched the film, there's no way in hell you'd ever relate this to the Killer Shark film, because it's not that. See, what it is, it's Obayashi's house. This is a beautiful, surreal, very unique horror film that I can't explain. Why can't I explain it? Well, I can, but this is one that I say you go in, you experience. Don't read the back. Don't read anything. This film, done in, I think, 1977, is such a fun, unique experience that you really just need to experience the film. It is so good. Number 630 is one that I like a lot. I struggle with. You got to remove that from the artist for this one, by the way, guys. But Rosemary's Baby is a classic. This is an incredibly great film. The acting in this is wonderful. It always haunts me. I love these paranoia style films where, for a large portion of it, I'm not quite sure, is she crazy? Is it real? Is it, are they crazy? Mia Farrow plays the titular Rosemary, who moves into a house with her husband, meets some neighbors that are older, and things start to get weird from there. The ending is something that most people don't forget once they see it. And the kind of crazy, creepy, pervasive paranoia aspect of it just really seeps through the entire film, and it sticks with you. not all of these type of films work, but this one does, and it works on so many different unique levels that I absolutely adore it. When it came time to do number 666 for Criterion, I knew that I needed to get that release. It's 666. And although I was kind of hoping at the time that Criterion had found a way to have The Omen or even Damien in their collection, the choice was still a really good one. And we're going to Del Toro land with The Devil's Backbone. The Devil's Backbone is such an incredibly good film, and it is one that is an absolute pleasure and a joy to watch, but it is tense. It is incredible, and it, much like, but in a different way, in Rosemary's Baby, is one that will stick with you. But we're going into an almost sci-fi territory, a sci-fi horror territory next, but we're going back to paranoia. We're going back to the things are not what it seems aspect of things, because we're going to go to not 666, but 667, and that is Frankenheimer's Seconds. If you've never seen this one, Rock Hudson is absolutely fantastic. It's an older man that gets this chance to be young again and live his life. But here's the thing. Sometimes when you get what you wish for, you end up regretting it, because what you wish for and the reality of what we wish for are two completely different things. Seconds by John Frankenheimer is a wonderful tour de force of a film with a wonderful performance by all in it, especially Rock Hudson, who is just incredible in this movie. There are some great features on here as well, and if you've never seen Seconds, I definitely recommend checking it out. It does have that Twilight Zone-y type feel to it. So without further ado, let's get to my Criterion Horror Creepy Blu-rays. What's creepy to some might not always be creepy to others, but I've chosen ones here that have a pervasive creepiness or eeriness for me personally, and hopefully some of these hit with you as well. Because I want to start out with a Peter Weir film. And I want to start with Picnic and Hanging Rock. Picnic and Hanging Rock is one of those films that frustrated the heck of a lot of people, myself included, when I initially saw it. But it stuck with me. There's certain films like that just do something wonderful and they stick with you. And Picnic and Hanging Rock is one. It sticks. It sticks, it stays. And I think it's because it refuses to give you an easy answer. It refuses to let you off easy, to let you feel comfortable, to not have you wondering and curious and unsure. Where is a master of that? And he did this with another one from Criterion that I really should have put on here, and I'll put it as a recommendation as well, is The Last Wave, which is another fantastic early Criterion release. But this edition of Picnic Hanging Rock is doubly good because not only do we get the amazing film, but we get also the incredible book, and it's a really good read. I definitely recommend it. And go from there to a basically pretty much a silent film. And looking at M with Peter Lorre. This was a star-making turn for Lorre. M is an amazing film, and if you've never seen it, oh man, you're in for a treat with this one here. It's done by the incomparable Fritz Lang, who just was so great with the German expressionist style of cinema. You know, this would be the type of cinema that would like pretty much inspire the look and the style of the film noir. And M is a film that gives you this glance into this extremely horrible character played by Peter Lorre. He's a child killer. And yet they take you on this tense trip, this ride with him, and despite the horridness of him and the things that he did, you almost feel a bit of sorrow and sorry for this pathetic character. It's a unique one, and it really does some great stuff. It's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful film to watch just for that on its own. If you're somebody that wants to get into cinematography, that wants to work the camera a lot, then definitely check out this film here. for my a lot of my October releases, videos that I'm doing, especially videos like the ones I'm doing, shooting here tonight. I do try to shoot these later at night with a different setup for my lighting and my cameras, and that's not because I can't turn on more lights or put more lights here. That's because, like in Fritz Lang's M, I'm trying to evoke a certain atmosphere in some of these videos, and I hope that's at least coming across a little. Number 63. Got this from Cinema Dave. It is such a wonderful film, and it is a beautiful film. This could almost be a silent film. It's not, but it could be. It's done in beautiful black and white, and it is Herc Harvey, so you know what it is now. It is Carnival of Souls. It's creepy. It's got this really, really eerie, paranoid, unusual, strange atmosphere. I do think that Rob Zombie and directors of his ilk were very much inspired by films like Carnival of Souls. There's a gorgeousness, there's a beautifulness to this film, and just an utter, for me, it was terrifying. Some of the shots in this film just really freaked me out. And there's certain sequences and characters that still get me to this day. Carnival of Souls is, again, another one of those that, if you've never seen it, experience it, because it's a film that deserves to be experienced. Now, the next one is number 93. And a lot of people wouldn't consider this into the creepy horror aspect of it, but I think it actually fits. Although it comes off more as a drama, I do think that Black Narcissus does work for the spooky season. This one sticks with me, and there's a particular performance in this one here by a character that unravels, and we get to see that unraveling. It's wonderful. It's a Powell Pressburger film, so you know you're in for a quality watch, and you know you're on the edge of your seat no matter what they do. But Black Narcissus always, I know Red Shoes is out there, I know The Life and Times of Colonel Blimp is out there, but Black Narcissus has been the one for me that's always got me coming back for more. In the sci-fi horror aspect of things, I like this movie so much that I've got the Criterion edition, and I have the Arrow edition too. I also am Canadian, so there's that. It's David Cronenberg's Videodrome, and that is number 248 in the Criterion collection. It is a wonderful film. Again, it's a lot of these films, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot with how stunningly these are shot, how well these are done. But there is a just icky, grimy sliminess to Videodrome that's, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Cronenberg, man. If you know Cronenberg and his body horror and the way that he dives into stuff like that, this is, top tier Cronenberg. And Debbie Harry is so good in this, the lead singer Blondie. Of course, we have James Woods, who is a much better actor than he seems to be as a person. But it's a good film. We got Sonny Smits in here. A lot of people that you know if you're a Canadian, like for Canadian television. But even if you're not, these are fantastic actors. This is a wonderful film. And, yeah, Videodrome. Easy pick. Easy pick. What if you make a film that's so creepy and scary, that's so pitch perfect, that you stop right there? That's the only film you direct. You don't direct anything else. Well, you end up like this Criterion here, number 541, as a director with a flawless filmography. And that's what Charles Laughton got by directing, and only directing, Night the Hunter. Night the Hunter is a wonderful film. Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters. If you have never seen this movie, well, just put it to you this way. Just see this movie. Lillian Gish is great in this. We got the short role, but important role for Peter Graves at the beginning of this film. His character with the love-hate, it freaks me. There's a sequence in this in the water. If you know, you know. But yeah, you really feel like that the character of Harry Powell is such menace, and you really feel these kids are in serious danger. Ned Hunter works amazingly. It's a wonderful film. It does not outstay its welcome. And the second disc on this one here is a 2.5 hours of just wonderful Ned Hunter goodness. So make sure you check that out as well. We're going to dive into some Brian De Palma with 562. And it's Blowout. This is one of not my favorite Criterion cover, because once you know the film and you see this cover again, it hits you. It really hits you. John Travolta, Nancy Allen, and of course the incomparable John Lithgow, who was creepy as hell in this film, star in Blowout. In Blowout, John Travolta is a sound man, and he is looking for the perfect scream for the schlocky slasher horror film that he's doing the sound work on. He goes out one night and he captures a murder on each shorts murder. He needs to, investigate it a bit more. And like many of the characters in Brian De Palma films, in Hitchcock films, once something happens, and as in Argento films too, there's that crux of something that they just cannot let go. They just have to follow it through, and that's not always a good thing. In De Palma, often in Argento, and sometimes in Hitchcock, the brave decision, the right decision, may not always be the best decision or the safest decision. This one stuck with me, and I watched this one over and over again back in the days of VHS. I remember renting this for the first time, and just loving it. And one of my friends, actually, I wanted a lot of my friends to see it, so I ended up renting this one several times afterwards to show different people. But it's a beautiful film, and it's got an earlier De Palma film on it called Murder El Ahmad, which is a fun watch as well, with William Finley, who would be in his film Phantom of the Paradise, which is really underrated, and I wish Criterion put that one out. I have the Arrow edition right now of Phantom of the Paradise. Don't worry, I'm not without it. 682. Is it horror? No, but it is, in a way, I think is the closest thing to Giallo-esque, kind of Giallo, Plazzetteschi, more Giallo, than anything that Criterion's really put out that I can really think about, because it's an Inigo Petri film, and it's an investigation of a citizen above suspicion. It's a wonderful, wonderful film, and it's one that I just want to say, see the title, see this director, just go in, just watch it, enjoy it. I really, really love this film, and it does help a bit that Petri just does this incredible style of filmmaking that is both like artistic and real, and it deals with it's a wonderful film, but if you know some of the social political aspects of it as well, then it just hits on another level too. But this is done in 1970, the year before I was born, and I've always enjoyed this film. But don't worry, getting back to some serious horror stuff, some creepy stuff with number 712 in the Criterion Collection. And just in case I forgot to mention it, this is number 682. I think I mentioned it, but I'm not quite sure. And Blowout, well, that's 562. But 712 is us getting back to David Cronenberg again. Us getting to watch one of Cronenberg's classics, one of his most famous films, one of his most sequelized films, and it is Scanners. Scanners is one that I love from Michael Ironside, and initially I didn't like because the lead plays it in a very straight, kind of vanilla, almost a mayonnaise type of way. It took me a while to understand the choices that he was making as an actor, and as I got older, I was able to appreciate more of what he was doing and the way that he was portraying the character, and how that kind of juxtapositions juxtaposed against Ironside. I got to watch this again soon. There's a interview segment from the Bob McLean show, which is a show from CBC Television, and I got to rewatch this one. I love Scanners. I got the entire Scanners ones. I got Scanners Cops from Vinegar Syndrome. I got these Scanners 2 and 3 from Scream Factory. Just some great releases. Next one I'm going to show you is going to be the one that's going to disturb most people the most out of all the ones I'm going to show you today. It's 745 in the Criterion Collection. It's something that I've always told people that if you want to edit and you want to get into film editing, if you want to like study editing, if editing is something that you want to take on as a career, this is one of the films that you look at and you study it and you watch it, and then you watch it over again. You watch it first time for fun, and then watch it over again because its editing's impeccable. And that is Don't Look Now. It is a wonderful film by Nicholas Roeg, and it creeps the hell out of me. I remember when my mother was in the Doubleday Book Club, and I had the complete works of Daphne du Maurier. I was always buying every 1 month you'd get another little magazine that would come with Doubleday books, and she'd say, "I want to make sure you get a book every time, but I want to make sure that you read it." So to look through the magazine, find a book that you like, find something that you really want to read, pick it out, and read it. And that's what I did. And this story stuck with me. It's a short story, but this works so well in this format. And the ending of this always gets me, man. It always gets me. The character creeps me out. Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland are a young couple who will making love. They unfortunately are not there, and their young daughter is tragically killed. They're trying to get on with their life. They're trying to get past it, but it's really hard to get past something like that. And they decide to travel. And when they do, Donald Sutherland starts to see in everywhere like this little kind of rain slicker. He starts to think that he may be seeing the ghost of his daughter. It could be something just a little bit scarier. It's scary. This is one that I found through Criterion. It's one of my few blind buys that I did. It is a Czechoslovakian film. It is number 761 in the Criterion Collection, and it is just a wonderful film. And I'm not sure if there is that kind of creepiness. There's a fairy tale aspect of this one as well, but it is unusual and strange, and the visuals are great. But it's definitely a short film. It's only 76 minutes, but it's Valerie and Her Week of Wonders. And it's a definite recommendation for me. I went in blind at this one here, and I really enjoyed it. I watched it as soon as I got it. And I remember watching it again, I think a week or two later, just to dive into it again. I don't think I've watched this one with my better half yet. This is the one that she wanted to watch. So maybe this year we'll actually dive into Valerie and Her Week of Wonders. So she'll be able to hopefully enjoy it in the same way that I did. We got two left here. I left out Godzilla, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, Godzilla's there, and you can definitely check that out. But 779 was initially meant to be a TV pilot. But it became considered one of the best films of the decade. And it's Lynch's Mulholland Drive. Man, I know some of you guys would say, does this really fit into the creepy aspect of it? I really think so. I think it absolutely does fit into the creepy aspect of it. There is a creepiness. There's an eeriness to almost everything that Lynch does. Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet, Elephant Man, Eraserhead. But Mulholland Drive, that's another one. I really wish that I go back and forth. I wish this would have become a TV series because I know it would have been absolutely fantastic. But with all that being said, it's just such a wonderful film as it is that would we have gotten this cinematic experience if the TV series had happened? I don't think so. But would we have gotten a Twin Peaksian experience if the film hadn't happened? I think we would have. We finish off with 909 in the Criterion Collection. Another one given to me actually by Cinema Dave. because he said, you got to have this movie. Criterion did the best one. And there were so many editions of this that came out originally because, well, it was, anybody could do it. Because it's one of those copyright things where anybody could come and make their own cheap copy of the film, but only Criterion can make it like this. Night of the Living Dead. This is the Blu-ray, not the 4K. There is a 4K out there as well. Want to grab that. But it is such a great edition. Such a wonderful film. People tend to forget sometimes. I don't think they do anymore, but people used to forget that. The zombie film, as we know it today, started here. Any zombie film before this was usually done with like voodoo or hypnotism, and it was a very different type of zombie. But the zombies, like eating your flesh and the brain thing, all came from the mind of George A. Romero and his writing partner, the guy that made Return of the Living Dead. But I love this film, and I think that it's timeless. So you can watch this anytime. And yes, the clothes look older, it's shot in black and white, but it resonates. It resonates no matter when. I wish it didn't, in some ways, resonate as strongly as it does still today, but it does. And that is something that is one heck of a thing to watch. And I think this was the perfect film to end on. I think we started strong with our very first DVD with Silence of the Lambs, and we're ending strong with Night of the Living Dead. Did I stay strong in between? Well, that's up to you guys to tell me in the comment section down below, and give some recommendations on some Criterions that you think are some creepy, nice choices for Halloween. I know there's a lot that I don't have, and there's a lot that are out there. Maybe you got some of the 4Ks that are out there. Maybe you want to say, hey, grab the 4K edition of this one here. Or you've got some other ones. Maybe there's some that, that I haven't thought about. Or ones that are just are off my radar that are, hey, this is creepy as well. I also left out, because I think the DVD's at the farm, because I was watching it not too long ago, Unibaba. But that would have been the other one that would have been here at the beginning of the video. My name is Aaron. This has been getting creepy with Criterion right here in the cult. And I'll see you next time. I'm excited to see your choices down below. So be sure to like, share, subscribe. I got a Patreon and a membership. You want to try those? I'd really appreciate it if you did. And either way, have a wonderful spooky season, and I'll see you next time.
Oh God. Subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step further and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video, because that's what I'm going to do.